Well, I have to say that Jurassic World Rebirth is another disappointing entry in this long-run franchise. Considering this is the seventh film, I'm baffled that it ended up being this disappointing just because movie executives didn't give the time of day to make this even remotely compelling in my opinion. Man, I have to say, who keeps approving of this nonsense? Seriously, I went into this film with the lowest expectations because I knew it was going to be another generic bore fest, and well, I ended up being right. And I get that some people will say these movies are supposed to be dumb fun. Hey, I'm for that. But when you give me a film with very bland characters that make asinine decisions, then I really get frustrated and annoyed with the storytelling. And speaking of which, this takes place a few years later after Dominion. A group of mercenaries come together in order to go to a dinosaur island where they can collect DNA samples so they can help humanity. Yeah, honestly, I didn't care about the story in this because a lot of it just led to a nothing burger. And by the time the end credits I showed up, I was even more disappointed because this really could have been something special. Not in the same realm as the original film, nothing ever would be able to top that. But this right here, it had potential to be fun at least. It's just that there's way too much going on, and by the time the end credits roll around, it devolves into a convoluted mess. Acting wise, it's fine for what it is. Scarlett Johansson, she does a alright job playing Zora. Didn't really get much from her character. She just is head level strong female character. Not much is known about her. I can say the exact same thing for Mahershala Ali's character of Duncan. They're just there going to an island just to get this dino DNA. How many times have we seen this before in the franchise? Jonathan Bailey, he gives a decent job here playing Dr. Henry. But my main problem with this whole film is, well, the story. Seriously, it feels like two movies crammed into one. There's the side quest of the family. I was like, was this really necessary? It's a father, his two daughters, and one of the daughters' boyfriend. But seriously, Xavier, the worst character in this movie. I couldn't stand him. He's insufferable. He does some stupid things. I was like, really? And not just that though, but it's like the father just wasn't strong enough. He was like weak, and there's just so much I could say about that family. I was really annoyed by them. But at least I did enjoy the visuals. That's something I always look forward to in a Jurassic World movie. The visuals, they do look amazing. It's some of the best looking visuals in the franchise, and I really like how Gareth Edwards had brought some of the horror element back. Not since the original Jurassic Park movie that I had tension or I fear for the character's safety. Here though, it actually brings in some of those elements where it is tense. These are, at the end of the day, monsters. It's supposed to feel like threats, menaces, and that's something that I hadn't felt in this franchise in a long time. Dinosaurs are supposed to be dangerous. Overall, when it comes down to it, I didn't care for this seventh installment. I wish they stopped making these films, but it's probably not going to happen because it's probably going to make a lot of money anyway. But if you think about checking this out, only if you're a big fan of the Jurassic World franchise, because honestly, I just can't recommend this film to anyone out there. I'm giving this film a 5 out of 10. Now, I will say this is slightly better than the last two installments, but that's not saying much. It's basically the same formula. A group of characters come together, they survive dinosaur attacks, and that's basically what this franchise has been for over 30 years now. And sure, it worked for the original Jurassic Park because the characters had interesting qualities about them. But here, none of the characters get proper character development to make me really care about them. Anyway, I don't got anything else to say about this one. It is a forgettable film that does nothing noteworthy. And quite frankly, I'd rather rewatch the original film than to ever look at this again. And that is my review of Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.